Good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world of Group Trucks Asia and joint ventures. My name is Bengt-Göran Ingmar Rosqvist, but please do call me BG, and I'm the Driver Development Manager here in HQ. Welcome to the 6th episode of our series 5 Minutes with BG, where we will tackle tips and tricks on driver development. We keep seeing comments coming in, but don't forget, we need you out there to tell us what topics you would like to see handled. So don't hesitate to send us a message on our email address or leave a comment. And we'll make sure that one of the next episodes is dedicated to the things that you want to see. This little video clip will take just a couple of minutes, but it still can save lives. So pay attention as we handle the topic poor visibility. As I said, in this episode we will talk about poor visibility and, more importantly, how to handle poor visibility conditions safely. That's why it is important to know how you as a driver should handle situations with poor visibility without getting into trouble. When you look at the image above, it seems quite normal, driving on a clear day on a straight road. But don't let first impressions fool you. Conditions may change faster than you expect, and it is not only the weather that may limit your visibility, as you soon will see. So let's get into it. Let's talk about different situations of poor visibility, shall we? Is this situation clear enough to drive in? I guess not. In the following slides, we'll talk about a couple of types of poor visibility, like dust, rain, smoke and fire, dusk, dawn and night. So let's get started. When driving on dusty roads, there is a simple rule called the dust code. You should never drive closer to a dust cloud created by the lead vehicle than 4 seconds. This will give you time to avoid a head-on collision if some other driver is overtaking the oncoming vehicle through the dust cloud. Following this simple rule have saved several lives, including mine, many times. In the next slide we will explain. Driving towards a truck on a dusty road, you see a dust cloud spreading into your lane. You see nothing in the cloud of dust. Does that mean that there is nothing? Not necessarily. Another truck may be there overtaking the one you can see. Think before you drive into a dust cloud how you would avoid the situation as in the third picture. This of course brings us back to the first video in our series with a SIPD. Always scan, identify, predict, decide and execute. And be prepared for the unexpected. That's how you stay alive on the roads. Torrential rains can create extremely poor visibility conditions, as we show in these 4 pictures. From a stationary position, we observe a convoy of trucks with their dipped headlights switched on. Very good, we can see those trucks clearly. However, some road users are not that well behaved with their light use. Can you spot them? There are at least 2. If you spot 3, you are truly eagle-eyed. This scene clearly shows the importance of switching on your lights in low light conditions. It's all about being visible to others. If you saw this truck in slide 4, you are eagle-eyed. Then in the picture number 2, there was a truck driving further ahead of our position without rear lights. And the real easy one was of course in picture number 3, the motorbike rider without a rear light as well. Remember, even if you can see it is just as important that other road users can see you as well. Always switch on your lights in rain. It is the best way to be seen by others. What applies to torrential rains are generally also applicable to fog of various density. Driving in fog can be confusing, and the heavier the fog, the more dangerous, since your mind tends to believe that since you can't see anything, there is nothing dangerous about it. Slow down and switch on your dipped headlights and your fog lights, both front and rear. A very common mistake is that drivers tend to slow down when they encounter the fog. Then the longer they drive in the fog, the more the speed increases. This behavior is caused by complacency and the lack of visual references. Pay attention to the road ahead and check your speed regularly to avoid increasing speed unintentionally. If unsafe to continue, try to find a safe location to stop and take a break. Keep your parking lights, your rear fog lights, and if necessary also activate your truck's warning lights to make your truck visible to others. Smoke is very unpredictable, but since it is always caused by fires, there may be a burning vehicle inside the cloud of smoke. The density may vary with the type of fire and wind conditions, and it can change in seconds. Switch on your dipped headlights and fog lights if installed, both front and rear. Slow down to a safe speed before you enter the smoke. You may give a short signal with your horn to warn people, but you still must slow down. Be prepared to stop if you detect an obstacle in the smoke. Do not change lane if you can't see what's coming the other way. Other vehicles may already be stationary in the smoke, so be alert and progress with caution. The next slide shows a situation with denser smoke. Observe the speedometer of the driver as he slows down from 40 kilometers to 20 kilometers. But does he do so in time? How would you have acted in this situation? When training drivers, you always need to have an answer ready for how you would have handled in a specific situation. In this case, the fire was a bushfire on the side of the road, and our driver could see the outline of the tree in picture number 2, so he knew that the smoke bank was not very dense or deep. In this case, 20 kilometers was safe for conditions. A simple rule of thumb for use of your lights is that as soon as the sun is not visible, switch on your lights. To make your vehicle more visible, of course. During dusk and dawn, your eyes have difficulty to adjust since it is not yet fully dark, but the light is not good enough for your daytime vision. It is also more difficult to see contrasts during low light conditions, and these conditions also often coincide with denser rush hour traffic. At night we encounter poor visibility since our eyes are not designed for night use, and we rely more on our vehicle's headlights than our night vision. The areas outside our headlights are generally black, and we have difficulty to see anything there unless it is lit by a flashlight or carrying reflective materials. Stay in the center of your lane and avoid looking into oncoming vehicles' lights. Along the side of the road, try to see what's darker than the surrounding night. That might be a person or an animal. Remember that you should always drive at a speed that allows you to stop in the distance that you can observe in front of your truck. Well, this brings us to the end of the 6th module, and I hope that it has brought you some new insights. Feel free to use this module in your training sessions, and as always, for any questions or comments, please send them to our email. It was nice to have this interaction with you all, and hope to see you soon. As the holidays are approaching, we will take a short break and expect to see you back after the holidays. Have a good one and enjoy the holidays.